Tomorrow, in 150 countries, there will be few, if any, students sitting in the classroom. They will be outside and in your face. The global climate strike is set to be the biggest and most important event yet in the Fridays for Future movement to stop global warming, a movement aimed at waking up the world. And the leader of it all is a girl named Greta. Tonight, the children on the front lines against climate change, trying to save us all from ourselves. I'm Brent Goff in Berlin. This is The Day.
I want you to listen to the scientists.
The reality is, my generation has been committed to a planet that is collapsing.
And I want you to unite behind the science.
To President Trump, climate science is real. It's not a hoax.
And then I want you to take real action.
Can you really look them in the eye and say, no, sorry, I couldn't do anything because that country over there didn't do anything, so if they're not going to do it, then I'm not.
I am from Sweden, it's a small country, and there it is the same argument. Why should we do anything? Just look at the US.
Also coming up, the U.S.-Iranian yo-yo of war and peace. One day, the U.S. is threatening a military response. Today, Tehran is threatening war, with Washington suddenly playing the diplomat.
We are still striving to build out a coalition. I was here in an act of diplomacy while the foreign minister of Iran is threatening all-out war and to fight to the last American.
Well, to our viewers on PBS in the United States and all around the world, welcome. We begin the day with the children and the grown-ups. This week on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C., in a series of heated, ugly, serious, and inspiring congressional hearings, we were shown two very different worlds, both competing for attention and resources. There were the angry adults shouting accusations at each other, behaving badly. And then there were the thoughtful teenagers on their best behavior, reminding the grown-ups to keep their voices down and their minds open. Now, this is what it was like when U.S. President Trump's former campaign manager spoke at an impeachment hearing.
As for actual collusion or conspiracy, there was none. What there has been, however, is harassment of this president from the day he won the election.
Okay, President Trump wanted you to intimidate Attorney General Sessions, correct?
Well, you'd have to ask President Trump that.
Let me ask the question another way. Are you the hit man, the bag man, the lookout, or all of the above?
I think I'm the good-looking man, actually. Congressman, I'd be happy to answer your question, or you can just have a conversation by yourself. But if you'd like to ask me a question, I'll be happy to answer it.
I'm going to continue. The reason is
well, then don't ask me a question if you don't want to hear my answer.
I'm reclaiming my time. This is a House judiciary, not a House party.
Yeah, those were the adults. The young people that we heard from this week, they spoke about responsibilities that are far beyond their years. There was Joshua Wong. He issued a plea to lawmakers to help him and his fellow Hong Kongers in their struggle to preserve democracy and free and fair elections, despite Beijing's rule that appears to be getting heavier all the time. And Joshua had plenty of company. Yesterday, the 16-year-old Greta Thunberg appeared before a congressional committee and showed what considered reasoned and selfless commitment to a cause can look like. A 16-year-old told a committee of lawmakers, most of whom are old enough to be her grandparents, that they should focus all their powers on the climate crisis and not on her or any other public figure. No cult of personality. Instead, a reminder to respect themselves and the planet.
I have not come to offer any prepared remarks at this hearing. I'm instead attaching my testimony. It is the IPCC Special Report on Global Warming. I am submitting this report as my testimony because I don't want you to listen to me. I want you to listen to the scientists. And I want you to unite behind the science. And then I want you to take real action.
Everyone who will walk up to me after this testimony saying that I have such a bright future ahead of me will be lying to my face. It doesn't matter how talented we are. It doesn't matter how much work we put in, how many dreams we have. The reality is, my generation has been committed to a planet that is collapsing. The fact that you are staring at a panel of young people testifying before you today, pleading for a livable Earth, should not fill you with pride. It should fill you with shame.
To President Trump, climate science is real. It's not a hoax. It's accepted that humans are having a negative impact on our climate. As a proud American, as a lifelong conservative, and as a young person, I urge you to accept climate change for the reality it is and respond accordingly.
When your children ask you, did you do absolutely everything in your power to stop the climate crisis, when the storms are getting worse and we're seeing all of the effects of the climate crisis, when they ask you, did you do everything? Can you really look them in the eye and say, no, sorry, I couldn't do anything because that country over there didn't do anything, so if they're not gonna do it, then I'm not? That is shameful, and that is cowardly. And there is no excuse to not take action, to not improve as much as we can in the United States.
I think I don't need to add anything, but just another perspective. I am from Sweden, it's a small country, and there it is the same argument. Why should we do anything? Just look at the US, they say. So just so you know, that is being used against you as well.